There we go. Hey, what's up, my friends? Oh my goodness, my goodness. Dude, today is, as you already know, the 1st of January 2021, and it has been an exciting morning, and I do mean exciting. It has been a really exciting morning this morning. I've got a friend that I'm ready to introduce you to. I'm excited to introduce you to, and he's going to be on the show, hashtag Rise and Grind, with me today. That's right. We made it happen. Maybe we might have ran a minute or two behind, but hey, we're here and we're close enough. And those of you that are watching on replay would never know if I didn't tell you, right? You wouldn't even know. So happy New Year. I'm glad you're here. We got an incredible episode of Rise and Grind for you today. Let's dive in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? See, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Friday. That's right, Friday, January 1. Look at that. Look at that on the calendar. January 1, 2021. Congratulations. You made it through one of the craziest years in the history of the world. Not only did you make it, but look at you. You're jumping out ahead of the game this morning. We've already got 123 people that have joined us live so far this morning. I know that number is going to continue to climb, and I just want to start off by saying I am so proud of you. I really am. I am so proud of you. Think about it, man. We're at 5:30 Eastern time, like 5:30 on the East Coast of the United States, right? Talk about getting ahead of the game. You have a jump on the competition. Now, unless you live somewhere like in Australia where you guys are already like almost to January 2nd, but for those of us here in the United States, you have a jump on the competition. Congratulations. You have taken the lead, and I'm going to challenge you to keep that lead going forward in 2021, right? There's an old mentor of mine. He told me in business, he said, you either have to be the first, you have to be the best, or you have to be the cheapest. And nobody really likes being the cheapest because that takes a lot of extra work, right? So being first has a lot of value in life and in business. So congratulations this morning. I'm super, super proud of you. Day 1, you're already killing the game. You got yourself a big win right out the gate. You should be proud of yourself. Look, 2020 is behind you now, okay? 2020 is behind you. The rest of your life is in front of you. How exciting is that? The rest of your life is in front of you. So now what? Now what? Like what are you gonna do now? Listen, you woke up this morning in the same bed. You woke up in the same bed. You woke up, most of you probably in the same house. I don't know how many people move on New Year's Eve, but you woke up in the same bed. You woke up in the same house. You woke up in the same body and maybe hopefully with the same spouse, right? And really the only thing that changed is a day on the calendar. The day on the calendar changed. We went from 2020 to 2021. And with that change on the calendar, I know that you desire to get better. I know that. I know you have this desire, this inside you, this thing going on, right? The spirit in you is wanting you to grow and evolve and become the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. I know that about you. So a day on the calendar changed. That's it. New year, new you, right? We always heard that. New year, new you. And while the rest of the world is telling you, and I hear this all the time, the rest of the world is telling you, oh man, it's just a day. It doesn't really matter. All days are the same. You can change your life whenever you want, so on and so forth. People are always saying that. Here's what I want to say to you this morning. Listen, 8%, studies have shown, 8% of people are going to keep their New Year's resolutions this year. 8%. Now, most people would say New Year's resolutions don't work. 92% of people never keep them. Here's what I'm going to say to you. 8% of people do. And you can choose to be in that 8%. So if today is the day that you choose to change your life forever, if today's that day, if it happens to be New Year's Day, that's the choice that you made when the calendar switched from 2020 to 2021, then I'm with you, man. I am cheering for you. I am rooting for you. Don't listen to the naysayers. You got this. I believe in you. And just decide. Just make a decision right now that the rest of your life is going to be the best of your life. Now, listen, when it comes to that, you guys all know I'm a huge advocate of morning routines. I believe if you change the way you start your day, it'll make a massive impact in your life. I truly believe that. It all starts in the morning, and I'm the type of guy that puts his money where his mouth is. So today starts our annual 67-day challenge. That's right, the Morning 5. There are 5 simple steps to an extraordinary life. I put these together in a book. You can go to themorning5.com and download it for free. It's a free ebook, right? Themorning5.com. We're talking about mind, body, and spirit. 5 simple steps. If you take the 67-day challenge, and for the next 67 days, and I don't care if you're watching this on replay, I don't care if you start on January 4th, on Monday, whenever you start, 67 consecutive days of doing the Morning 5. Sharing on social media that you have completed it each day. Use the hashtag 67-day challenge and the hashtag TheMorning5. Post on your social media every day for 67 days that you did the Morning 5. And I will, at the end, once you complete it, all you got to do is send me a video. Hey, Glenn, I completed the 67-day challenge. Here's how it changed my life. I'm going to go back. I'm going to look through your social media feed and make sure you posted every single day for 67 days. And if you do that, I'm going to send you a free Rise and Grind bundle. It's going to include a Rise and Grind tumbler, leather-wrapped tumbler. It's also going to include our new Rise and Grind coffee, which has been a massive hit. It's going to also include a Rise and Grind t-shirt, so you can rock that. And I'm going to throw in a Rise and Grind hoodie. That's right, a $50 hoodie, a $20 t-shirt, a $15 bag of coffee, and a tumbler for free. I'll even pay for shipping. I'm not going to do the, oh, well, you pay for shipping and handling. I got you, because I believe if you attack the next 67 days. If you attack for 67 days straight, it'll make a massive impact in your life, and that's what I'm here for. God put me on this planet so that you and I could connect, so that we could change the way you start your day. Speaking of changing the way that you start your day, we're going to do that here this morning. My man Adam is here. Adam's an incredible superhuman. I can't wait to introduce you to him. He is a military man. He flew BlackHawk choppers for us. He's protected our country, and he's got an incredible passion to go out there and serve veterans and humans out there that need some juice. How do I change my life in 2021? Adam's an expert at this. This is exactly what he does. So I'm about to bring him in here in just a second. But before I do, you guys know what we got to do on this show. You know what we got to do. We got to do a little dancing. Look, Adam's like, yes, sir. Look, Adam, yeah, that's right. Oh, he broke it out. We got to dance a little bit on this show. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you. Yes, you. There's 166 of you right now. That's 166 shares that could go out in a massive wave in 2021 and change the world. All you got to do is hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I say good morning to you. You say good morning to me. Drop it in the comments. Hit an emoticon. Let me know how you're feeling this morning. If you're watching on YouTube, drop me a comment. If you're listening on the podcast, say what's up. I want to connect with you. Kim Fair, Melvin Rodriguez, Sean Jones, John Gayheimer's up in here. Adam's over here dancing in the back. Look at him. We got Don Sankey's up in the house. Rick Tamburino. What's up, Will Ramsey? Krista Bugs up in here. Kevin Paisley says he's looking forward to completing the 67-day challenge. Beautiful. What's up, Jamie Dupay up in the house? We've got Janelle Griego. That's what I'm talking about. All kinds of people starting off the new year right here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Listen, folks, here it is, 2021. You've all been saying it. You've all been like, we just need 2020 to come to an end. Well, it's gone. It's behind you. Let's change the way you start your day, and let's change your life. Listen, I don't know if you knew this or not, but in order for you to change your life, you're going to have to change you, your habits, your disciplines, your routines, the mindset. It's all going to change, and it all can start today. Fair enough, Vicki Everett? Let's do this, Kristen Hot Tips. Great to see you here this morning. Love you guys. Here we go. Hashtag Rise and Grind. I lost my little... It's been one of those mornings. What is it? It's gone. My little transition video, that whole thing, I don't know where it went. It's disappeared. Adam, I don't have a transition video. What am I going to do? What am I going to do, man? I really don't know where it went.
You just got to flow.
We just got to go, right? We just got to go. We'll just let the music fade out, and Adam will fade in.
All right.
We got a transition video this morning. How's that sound?
Love it.
What a fun morning. Adam, welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. How are you, sir?
Oh, man, I am doing awesome. January 1st, I get to be with Glenn Lundy and his people. Man, it is an honor. I mean, to be able to start the year off like this. Obviously, I had to go to bed a little bit earlier, to make sure I brought my A game. But, yeah, man, it is unbelievable to be with you right now.
Dude, I am so happy to have you here on our show. And, yes, that is one of the reasons good morning routines actually work for people, is because you do have to make better decisions the night before, right? Like, I know a lot of people that spent last night, maybe a little drinky, a little stay up late. I know my daughter, all the kids, they were up at midnight. I actually was up at midnight. I was in bed, but I was up at midnight. But they all came in. But my daughter was still up at like 3 this morning. What kind of day do you think she's going to have today?
Oh, she's going to be dragging.
She's going to be dragging, no doubt.
Yeah.
Dude, I am so glad you are here. So we're gonna introduce you to everyone. They'll get to know who you are and your background, so on and so forth. And then I know you've got all kinds of value to add to the show today. Before we go into all of that, though, I just want to say, on a normal morning, if you're not on hashtag Rise and Grind, what does a normal morning look like for Adam?
I'm glad you phrased it that way, But yeah, I get up right about 4:15 in the morning. I have a 2-year-old who, she's just a little warrior, and she likes to wake up a little bit early as well. So I got to wake up way earlier than her and my wife. So 4:15, I'm up. I actually start with the word. I just have this anticipation for what is God going to tell me today. I journal in the morning with God as well, and a little bit of worship. So a lot of God in the beginning of the day, because he's going to lead the rest of my day, just to be honest. And then from there, I'll get the body moving, a little bit of a kettlebell workout. I'll throw some coffee in there, and it's game time.
Beautiful, man. I love it. Mind, body, and spirit. We're going to have to send you some Rise and Grind coffee so we can integrate that into your routine. How long have you had this discipline. I mean, I see this all the time, Adam. It's so crazy, man. Anytime I study successful people, anytime I study impactful people, anytime, anybody that's worth somebody writing about or telling a story about, they always seem to have this morning routine that attacks mind, body, and spirit, right? It hits all three, it checks all three boxes, just like what you talked about right there. So how long have you been in a good morning routine, and kind of where did some of that stem from?
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm definitely not a morning person, but I forced myself to become that over time. And now it's this anticipation, this excitement for what is the day gonna bring. So how long? I've been in the Army I was in the Army for 10 years. And at that point, they imposed that discipline on my life, right? So it's funny because that's actually one of the things we'll probably talk about later today. But, I didn't learn self-discipline. I learned, hey, you have an imposed discipline on you. You better wake up and you better show up on time. So eventually that becomes a part of you. But yeah, I'd say I'm on and off for about 10 years. And it just continues to get deeper and better as the years progress.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm with you on that. One of the sayings that I've been using lately is like, hey, in my 20s, I thought I knew everything. In my 30s, I was excited I finally knew something. And now in my 40s, I'm realizing I don't know anything, right? Like there's so much. It just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. I've been doing morning routines and it's really affected my life. But I still get something new out of like each evolution, each season. Dude, we have to start off by saying thank you so much for your service. 10 years in the military, man. We so appreciate you. If you're watching right now here on #RiseandGrind Live, please do me a favor. Drop a little appreciation down there in the comments. Maybe hit a like, maybe hit a heart, maybe hit a I care, emoticon, whatever it is that you feel this morning, because we know what a sacrifice that is. Let's talk about that, man. So you were in the military 10 years. What stemmed you to join the military? What was that experience like in the military? And what's it like now that you're on the other side?
Yeah, honestly, my whole life, I knew I was going to join the military at a very young age. I'm sure some people watching right now, you got that kid who's been wearing an Army uniform every day. Watch out. They're probably going to join, so support them in that. My mom, she was always so supportive. Both parents were, but my mom would always say, she said, look, you could get hurt in a car accident one day. So what's the difference of you joining the military? If this is really what you believe God has for you in your life, I'm going to support it. And that was always so helpful. So I'm talking about at like 5 years old, I'm walking around in a little Army uniform. You don't need to vision that, okay? But that's really the truth. And as the years progressed, I was like, well, I'm not going to go to college. I'm going to join the military. Until I learned that the military, actually, to become an officer, they wanted you to go to college and do the ROTC thing. So that's what I did. I went to Penn State ROTC, had an awesome time there. I commissioned into the Army National Guard because I had a really cool major, actually, security and risk analysis. It's all about, mitigating terrorist attacks. And I was like, I got to use that in the civilian world right away. So right away, I started as a consultant for Fortune 200 companies. And also I was working in the Army National Guard. So on and off between active service and then the reserve service, and did that for about 10 years. And guess what? I didn't get what I wanted right away. So for you people out there right now, you're starting this next year and you're not exactly positioned where you want to be. Don't worry, because if you actually start realizing that your no is temporary, the no might be there just for a season so you can learn something till you're ready for your yes. So I got no originally. I got, no, you're not going to be a BlackHawk pilot. We don't have any slots for that. You're going to be a military police officer. I was like, what? An MP? I don't want to be an MP, man. I want to fly helicopters. That's why I joined the Army.
Right.
So,
sure.
But eventually that yes came.
So when did that come? When did that come in your career?
Yeah, I was a first lieutenant. So that's actually very rare. Normally, once you're an officer, I mean, that's your path, whatever career field you went into, whatever branch you chose. So military police probably would have been my entire life story within the military. But I had leaders who God put in place in leadership positions of me, teaching me, and they believed in me, and they saw, that I was faithful with the little things. And they were willing to just bet on me and say, hey, you know what? If you really want to fly, man, I'm going to support that. So see, it's so important that we have supportive leaders in our life that are willing to let us get aligned properly. we got to be properly aligned. I mean, that produces permanent confidence when you are properly aligned. And I wasn't confident as an MP, but I worked well in it. But when I became a BlackHawk pilot, that whole game changed. And it was, man, this is what God created me to do for now. And now you might say, well, why aren't you doing it anymore? Because now I want to take those lessons and start teaching other people who didn't get the opportunity to fly, who didn't get the opportunity to join the military. I mean, it's time to release that to the rest of the world.
Yeah, beautiful. So they taught you some disciplines. They taught you some strategies. You learned to stay disciplined, to stay in it, to wait for the right moment, to be around to have the right leaders, follow the right leaders, to pay attention to the little things, right? You learned all of these things, and now you feel compelled and passionate about using that to impact other people's lives. So how are you doing that? And what can you say to the viewer this morning? It's January 1st, 2021, right? You've got the stage, you've got this opportunity. We're looking, we're seeking right now. This is a great time of year. That's why I wanted to have you on today, because I know that people are seeking. They're going, Adam, I've tried discipline before, it didn't work. I tried doing morning routines before, it didn't work. I put in I grinded like you for 10 years, but I'm not seeing it. Like, it's not happening. What am I missing, dude? What do you tell them?
Yeah, that is such a good question. And look, I get you. I'm here for you. And I understand it because I remember it like it was yesterday. So when I got in my car and I was with my wife and daughter, and I thought to myself, man, no one really gets me. I don't even get me anymore. So I don't expect someone else to, when I don't even understand who I am or what I'm meant to do with my life. And see, here's the thing. The focus was on doing, not being. I think first we must find out who we are, and we must be that, be who we are. Then you can add in the performance. You can't do it the other way around, or the performance will start to identify you. And that's something that's always going to change, right? I mean, the one thing I really learned was that I am not a BlackHawk pilot. I flew BlackHawks. And even when I did it, I would present it. And I told you this, Glenn, when we first met, you know, I didn't say I'm a BlackHawk pilot. I said I fly BlackHawks because I didn't want to get trapped in an identity that would change one day. So for you who you feel that way, start catching first the words you have. So my company, Mountain Movers Consulting, we have two beliefs. The first belief is that every person has mountains in their life that must be broken and that can be broken. In Matthew 17:20, right there, Jesus tells us that mountains can move. And the second belief is that when you move your mountain, you will now have the ability to do anything else you could have ever imagined. What Jesus says is nothing will be impossible after that. Nothing. So that means you can actually gain the confidence that you've been fighting for. You can remove the doubt that you've constantly had. You can start impacting. I know, Glenn, with your show, you guys are very passionate, just like I am, about impact. We can start impacting those who truly are ready for our message. And I mean, it's exciting stuff. And it all comes down to these 5 keys that were lost when you got out of the military. And I provide this for business leaders and also those veterans to help them understand, look, this is what we were missing. It wasn't just one thing. It's a culmination of a lot of things the military provided us. And when we got out, it was gone.
Yeah, and we're going to dive into those 5 here in just a second. Let this incredible audience that's decided to join us on New Year's Day, right? When a lot of people are shaking off the hangover, maybe still partying. Maybe still partying. I don't know. But there's 211 of you that have decided to join us this morning. So Adam's going to drop some of that on you here in just a second. But before he dives into that, Adam, I want you to dive in a little bit further real quick. This mountain that you're talking about, right? You said everybody's got a mountain. And then you said that everyone has the ability to move or break through, right, that mountain. I want to dive into that just a little bit more. What do you mean when you say everybody has a mountain? Like, what is that? What are most people's mountains, or what are maybe a few examples of what those mountains might be?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that, because, I mean, what's more important than moving a mountain? If nothing becomes impossible after we move it, what's more important than moving a mountain? Right. So this is the deep conviction within me, Glenn, to just break mountains, because, see, there's such a gem. There is a treasure inside your mountain. So what I believe a mountain is, it is an obstacle that is in the way from you becoming the leader you were created to be. It's very simple. If we just imagine, I used to live in Colorado. if we imagine a 14,000-foot mountain in front of you, and that mountain is called your mountain. That mountain is called maybe doubt. Maybe that mountain, for most people, it's called, I'm not good enough. I don't know enough yet. You know, I'm not ready for the next thing. I wish I was, but I just need to learn a little bit more first, right? That is a very common mountain. I mean, mountains can be addictions. They can be a financial mountain. You know, there's categories to these mountains. So financial, spiritual, emotional. But see, those are just categories. What matters is that your mountain has a label, because your mountain has been labeling you your whole life. You know, even as a commander in the Army, I always doubted myself. And I just couldn't believe that that was still happening to me when I had such a great position in the military. See, the position didn't give me confidence. You know, the position alone didn't solve that. I had to move the mountain of I'm not good enough. And so in other words, this 14,000-foot mountain that is yours, I want you to imagine if there was 12,000-foot mountains behind it. You would not be able to see that 12,000-foot mountain, right?
Right.
14,000 is in the way.
Right.
14,000-foot mountain is yours. The 12,000-foot mountains behind it are other people's problems. As a leader, and I know we're very passionate about leadership here, right? That's my main focus, is building leaders. When we break your 14,000-foot mountain of I'm not enough, now you can start seeing the child in your life, you know, your son, your daughter. You can see your community member, your coworker, and you can start realizing, wow, they have some things that we need to help them with. Yeah. So my goal is not to break mountains, it's to make mountain movers.
I love that, man. I love that, because that really is what it's all about. Sometimes people get caught up thinking, you know, self-development is actually a selfish act, and it's really not, man. Breaking through your own mountains it's only so that you can go out and make an impact in other people's lives. That's what that little dash is. Born on date, expiration date, that little dash, it's all about impact, man. It's all about impact. I love what you're talking about here. I love your passion and the clarity with which you speak. It's really, really, really powerful. I love that you're here with my audience this morning. Hang on for just a second. I'm gonna let you drop some more on them here in just a minute. Listen, this is my guy Adam, and you've got to connect with him. All right, actually, I'm gonna do this real quick, and then we'll get back to some of the deeper stuff. How do they best connect with you moving forward? In case, see, I'm always very mindful of people's morning routines. It's right at 6 a.m. right now. So if somebody's got to move to the next stage in their routine, I totally get it. I don't want them to feel guilty for hopping off. They would be silly for hopping off, because you're about to drop all kinds of value on them. But if somebody has to hop off, how do they connect with you?
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't have work today, right? So hang on with that. But yeah, if you go to mmc3.co, I'm actually going to provide this group today. I made it specifically for this group, a checklist. Now, this checklist has been used for Glenn and for your community, Glenn. So that being said, go to mmc3.co. You'll see just a real simple page where you can download a checklist. It'll get emailed to you. At that point, now you have my email address. You also have a checklist that's going to help you identify these gaps in your life. So whether you've served in the military before, or you're a business leader and you want to build a contagious culture just like the military did, the thing that we all missed, right, when we got out, that's going to help identify some gaps and then start putting you towards an area where we can work together to get you a corrective course of action. So it's going to be a nice guide. And then from there, if you are prior military, one last thing for you, I have a link in that checklist, a community that I built for Christian men where we can come together as warriors, because we're going to take our prior military background and come together now as warriors for the kingdom, for God's kingdom. And that doesn't mean we're going to go to war. It means actually we're going to change our atmosphere and start helping and being the light that other people need most.
I love it. I love it. I love it. mmc3.co. mmc3.co. I dropped that in the comments. If some of you guys that are listening right now want to drop it in the comments, if you're watching later on replay, whatever, mmc3.co, go there, download the checklist, connect with Adam. I love that. Listen, folks, it is 2021. This is your year. Let's be in the 8%, man. You got some goals you want to reach. Let's reach them. You got some resolutions. You got some things you want to achieve. You want to make change in your life. It starts today. Look, science has proven it takes 67 days before something becomes easier to do than to not do. Biologically, 67 days. That's 2 months and a week, my friends. 2 months and a week. It's going to take 67 days. So I want to challenge you. If morning routines, if you're not consistently every single day tapping into mind, body, and spirit before you go out into the world, if you are not building that foundation before you go out into the world, if you've got mountains you're struggling to break through, I promise this will help you. Spending time in mind, body, spirit, first thing in the morning. Jump into the 67-day challenge. Make sure you post every single day. Use the hashtag 67-day challenge or the hashtag the morning 5. And at the end of the 67 days, I'm going to send you some gear. Listen, we want you to evolve into the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, because when you do, it makes an impact in other people's lives. That's how this works. Brothers and sisters, children of God. You see, you are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And he made you to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Not average, not a little bit above average, not a little bit below, but the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And it all starts in the morning. So I challenge you to dig into that. Adam, you said something about these 5 C's, man. What is this 5 C's thing? Because I remember you and I having a conversation about it, and I was like, okay, this dude's got to start off my year. He's got to help me start off in 2021, because he's got a formula here that is powerful. Now, I know we can't get into the depths of every one of the C's, but if you could help our audience out today, what is this 5 C's you're talking about?
Yes. So Glenn, I mean, you just have a way of making us feel special. So thank you so much, because it's more of an honor to be on your show than the other way around. But yes, so there are 5, we call them the 5 C's, or the 5 keys to create a contagious culture. And they're part of the commander's checklist that I just mentioned. Okay. So what I realized is when I was feeling really down, okay, and I'm talking about, man, I'm on the bathroom floor, pretty upset, pretty frustrated, actually sad as well. So if you've been there, look, I get it. I mean, the military gave us a lot. And when you're in it for a long time, it's as if you take off your uniform, but you never really got out of the military. You stopped wearing a uniform, but you never got out of the military. You never learned how to blend in. So these 5 keys are going to help you start to identify what the military provided and what you lost. Or if you've never served as a business leader, I promise you, this is going to build such a contagious culture for your company. So the first of the 5 C's is camaraderie. Everyone, when I say it, they go, yeah, you're totally right, Adam. You know, one of my clients was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, right? Because camaraderie is something that we all say the military provided, right? Even if you didn't serve, you know, man, they just got some camaraderie to them. So, totally. You know, what is camaraderie, right? And what I believe it is when fear falls when we focus on others. Right? It's this focus on other people and this brotherhood and sisterhood, to where, look, we don't even feel the fear anymore because we are focusing on each other and the fight that we are in. So that's the first of the 5 C's.
I love that. Fear falls when we focus on others. So true, right? Like if you're not worried about yourself, but you're worried about someone else, I mean, that's when we go jumping off of cliffs. That's when we go diving in front of bullets, right? Like we're focused on someone else. We'll sacrifice ourselves. That's strong camaraderie there, right there. I love it. I love it. What's the next one?
Yeah, the next one is challenges. Okay, so challenges. This is all about the fact of when we served, we were constantly given missions and challenges, and we're always not even pushed. We were pulled by other people in our world, right? In the unit that we were in, and the people that we surrounded ourselves with. We were constantly being given missions. And then you get out of the military, and now you lose camaraderie pretty quickly because you're not sharing a fight with anyone. You might be in fights with other people, but you're not sharing a fight. And then you have a mission that no longer lasts. You're not serving anymore, right? Mm-hmm. That's kind of what it sounds like. You're not serving, but really, I have some exciting things at the end of this to share how you can continue to put this back into your life. So yeah, it's all about the right mission will provide lasting motivation.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that. And You're spot on when you say, this is stuff learned in the military, fits for military, but also fits in business and life, right? Like we need to constantly be challenging ourselves, staying out of our comfort zones, evolving into a better version. When we start to get really comfortable and lax and life's not challenging, right? Then that's when we get closer to death. I say it all the time. We're most comfortable in life right before death. Right? And I'm not ready to die yet. I know you're not ready to die yet. So we got to keep challenging ourselves, pushing ourselves. I love that. Do you want to, I'm going to let you lead from here. Do you want to dive into the other three? Do we need to download the checklist to get the other three? Where do you want to take it from here, my man?
That's so good. Yeah, let's give one more of the 5 keys there. And then the other 2, you go get that checklist and you're going to be squared away. It's not only going to tell you what the 5 keys are, we're going to have an intro in there where you and I can get to know each other better, because I am not about a transactional relationship. All right. I want to connect with you. I want to know you. I want to build a relationship with you. Whether you're looking for consulting, training, or speaking services for your company or for you one-on-one, that's what I'm here to help you with. That is what Mountain Movers Consulting is here for. It's to break your mountain to build your leadership. So the third one is actually, I'm trying to think which one do I want to give. I'm like, all right, let's do this one. Coaching. People don't realize this sometimes because they think, well, I've never invested in coaching. Yes, you have. You have signed a check to the United States government, a blank check, not knowing what it was going to cost, but it came with a lot of coaching. It came with training as you're going through different levels of progression in your career field, in your rank, in your skill sets, all of that. But you had someone in your squad or your fire team or whatever it is. Okay, for me, let's say in the cockpit, I had coaches, and I had some really good coaches, and they weren't just teaching me how to be a better man in uniform. They were teaching me how to be a better man. And when you realize that you are missing this coaching, it becomes so crucial to actually accept it's time to invest in it with maybe financial means or with more time put towards it, because you had someone who was walking with you along your path, just a couple steps ahead of you, to share with you their lessons learned. And that's how we really start saving some of our time, our energy, our efforts. And if you want to go to the next level, I don't know how you could ever do it without either a coaching or a consultant, a coach or a consultant to help you with that.
Everybody's got to have a coach, man. Everybody's got a coach at every level. Jordan had a coach. Kobe had a coach. President Trump probably should have had some better coaches. Everybody has a coach, right? And here's the thing, is what a lot of people don't understand is you are being coached one way or another, right? Sometimes our coaches coached us wrongly. They taught us the wrong strategies, the wrong ways to live our lives. And we inherently, because we're all children of God, we're all connected. We follow, man. We follow others that we look up to. Maybe that was a parent that coached you wrong, right? Maybe it was your mom or your dad. Maybe it was a big brother or a big sister. Maybe it was somebody that you worked with, right? And so we're all being coached. The difference between those that win at a super high level and maybe those that struggle, the biggest difference that I see is those that win at a super high level choose their coaches wisely. They choose, they do research. Who do I resonate with? Who can move me? Who's doing what I want to do? Who's connected the way that I am? Who's wired the way that I am, right? And they actually take that time and research. Man, I've had plenty of coaches, so I'm with you. We need camaraderie. We need challenges. We need coaches. We need 2 other C's also. But those other C's, you're going to go to mmc3.co. Did I get that right?
You got it. You're good to go, man.
Yes, mmc3.co. I didn't write it down. I just typed it. So I'm like, it's not in my notes. mmc3.co. You're going to go there and get the other 2. We're going to wrap this up. We're already a little bit over on time, but I knew that was going to happen. So we're going to wrap it up. But before we go, there's one thing I need to do with you real quick, Adam. All right. So I want you to pretend you being a mountain mover. Instead of moving this particular mountain, we're going to put you on top of a mountain. And you're standing on top of a mountain, and all of civilization is at the base of the mountain. Everybody. And they walk over and they hand you a microphone. And they say, hey, Adam, you've got 2 minutes to drop something on them, some practical application wisdom, something they can apply in their life today, this week, this month, this year, what are you going to tell them?
Man, that is such a tough question, but I feel like hey, you talked about this, right? Saying that we're constantly learning. We haven't learned anything. So I'm learning this, but this is something that I am so confident in, that you have a Father who loves you. That you have a Father who loves you, and he has plans for you, and he knows the plans for you. And the closer you get to him, the better you can hear him. And the more you can hear him, the more aware you become of how you have to be positioned in your life. And you might be looking at me right now on top of this mountain, but understand it only happened from the grace of God. It only happened because God gave me his plans for me. And by surrendering to a higher king that actually has the plans for your life, not only can you break mountains and build leaders, but you can take others with you on that journey. And that this Father who loves you, you might have the wrong picture of. Religion might have given you the wrong picture of God. And I want to help you understand the true picture, that God is there right now. The Father, Jesus, they are there right now, ready to receive you every day of your life, constantly waiting for you to come back home, to be within a relationship with him so that you'll know the plans he has for you, and you'll be able to actually live a life of true fulfillment, not just impact, but fulfillment. And the love that he has for you will shine out from within your body. Everyone will see that love.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love how you said, this I'm learning. This I know. You have a Father that loves you, which is so amazing because we don't deserve it, man. That's for sure. We didn't earn it. That's for sure. And I'm with you, man. I'm glad that you brought up, church or religion may have shown you the wrong picture, because I'm with you 100% on that. I'm not necessarily always the biggest fan of every church in the country, but I'm definitely a fan of the man himself. Good old God, the God of the universe, who made this guy right here, Adam Jones. Bro, he made you uniquely to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And it's clear that you are taking the steps every day to move towards that and becoming a light in the process. And the decisions that you're making are making an impact. They're making an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers. You being here on hashtag Rise and Grind today has made an impact on all of us. And I, for one, absolutely love you for it, bro. Thank you so much for being on hashtag Rise and Grind.
Thank you, man. Love you guys. And thank you for this amazing, amazing beginning of a new year, brother.
What a way to start a year. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be doing more. Hey, connect with Adam. Go to mm3c.co, mm3c.co. If you're listening on the podcast or YouTube, head over there now, download your checklist. Adam, hang out for just a second. I'm going to say goodbye to all of these folks. Listen, I'm so excited to bring in the new year with you. I hope and I believe that 2021 can and will be the most memorable and incredible year of your life if you choose today, choose to step closer to figuring out whose you are, not just who you are. What Adam's talking about is straight on fire. It is what completely changed my life and completely changed yours. So take some time in the morning to get to know yourself a little bit better, because it is through a process of self-understanding that you cannot ultimately deny the truth. And the truth is that we are not two-part mind and body, but we are three-part mind, body, and spirit. And the more we tap into that spiritual side of ourselves, the more of an impact we can make in other people's lives. Listen, have an incredible, incredible, incredible day. Have an incredible weekend. If you need more videos like this, you can go to glennlundy.com. That's right. Start your 67-day challenge. You start today, start at Monday, start it whenever you want. I don't care when you do the 67 days. I just suggest, why wait, right? You might as well start now. I want to send you going to be able to send you a bunch of free Rise and Grind gear. So use the hashtag 67-day challenge. Attack your mornings every single day in 2021 and beyond, and become the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. It matters, my friends. It matters. Absolutely stinking love you. Have an incredible day. I'll see you again Monday morning, 5:30 a.m. We're going to do this all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind. Also, hashtag Rise and Grind is making its way into the Clubhouse world. Clubhouse is a new app that you can get on iPhone or iPad. It is a unique experience, a 1,000,000% unique experience. So I want you to come follow me on Clubhouse. Come join me on Clubhouse, and you'll see how Rise and Grind goes to the next level in 2021. Have an incredible day. See ya.
Ain't no doubt that I'm committed, 'cause who really loses if I don't win? Can't cheat the grind, only get what you put in. So I'm mastering my mentals, I'm focused on my physical, I'm developing spiritually and manifesting miracles. I'm gonna get it started, have a party in the morning, and I'ma wake the world, it's so alarming. I hashtag Rise and Grind, hashtag Rise and Grind. First thing on